After my first encounter with Brutus, as a 3-year-old, I was excited to see what he would grow into. Little did I know it would be 3 years before I saw him again.
Well, today's November the 12th. It's about minus 15 with the wind chill, so I brought my hanging hunt in here. And I'm on the south side of this marsh now. We've been on the north side. We got a permanent stand over there. We got a cell cam up over there as well. Well, we just had an encounter with them. I just got done doing that video. Did an Instagram story. And I look up and I just see the lower body of a deer and his legs walking through the thick stuff over here at about 100 yards. I could tell it was a buck right away, so I grabbed my bow up and I just did one soft grunt. I turned the camera on. And then I see him, he's walking right towards me. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna happen right now. And then there's two sets of deer tracks here, and they're kind of heading towards where he was coming in. And he stopped at like 60 yards, and he was smelling around. And then he did a U-turn and frickin' headed the other way, man. I hit him with another grunt and a snort wheeze, and he stopped. And he looked, he was curious, but he was more interested in those deer tracks going the other way. I'm assuming it's a doe track. Man, that is a beast of a deer. Still good and early though. Got lots of time left. You never know, he could come back.
The impact you hear is my arrow burying into an old stump after deflecting off the limb. I wasn't sure what happened and I kind of froze up. As I reached to grab my rangefinder, he passes through the last shooting lane I had.
Well, the verdict was I hit a limb. Hit a limb right about, the deer was at 20 yards. I hit a limb about 4 yards in front of me. Simple mistake, man. I thought I had clearance above the limb, and I didn't even notice I hit it until I looked back at the footage. Or I seen it when I was checking my stand afterwards. And then on the film, the deer's not on the film, but you can hear me shoot, and then you see the limb fall. So. marshy area behind me with good bedding, and I seen him with a doe. And about 11 o'clock, he just got up and walked across the marsh, about 150 yards away from me, and I haven't seen him again. Just left the doe completely. And there was 2 other little bucks in there. They started chasing her around, and I actually watched the one breeder. So I'm assuming he had broke off her and was probably headed out of here, but I'm hoping not.
Brutus had finished breeding his doe, and as he left the marsh in search of another one, that would be the last time we saw him in 2019. So the 1.5 years, he comes right to the base of the tree, and with about 15 minutes of light left, I'm not really expecting much. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the fox, just enjoying my sit, and about 50 yards to my left, I hear a stick break, and I look up and it's Brutus, and he's working his scrape line. He's coming right to me. In the low light conditions, I thought he had stepped into a hole, and I failed to see the sapling blocking his vitals. I couldn't believe it. 2 years in a row, and I hit a limb on the same deer. Well, the arrow flew clear over his back, and the nock popped off and hit him in the butt, which caused him to mule kick. Not knowing what happened, he ran out to 40 yards, stopped, and came back directly to the base of the tree.
Oh my God. That was him. I can't believe it. It's low light. I had him standing in that scrape perfect. And I thought I had a hole. I hit a limb on this deer last year right in front of me. I thought I had a hole, and I held it right on him where I thought he was. And I hit another limb. I saw sparks fly, and it missed him. I don't know how. The limb was only a couple feet in front of him. So he runs out there to 30, 40 yards. Man. And then he comes back right back in, right underneath the tree, 5 yards. And I drew back, and I got leaves right in front of me. But I put it on him, and I hit him. I'm not sure where. But as he's running away, I see blood gushing out his offside. So he's hit. Oh, I just don't know. I got a bad feeling. But he's definitely friggin' hit. We're gonna have to give him some time. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Oh man, I'm shook. I'm shook.
Well, I'm down. And we got phenomenal blood immediately. So, I mean, that's a lot of blood. So my hopes have gone up considerably.
Hey, Bill, get your arrow. Your arrow's right here. Yeah. You all did. It's right here in the blood trail.
Oh, you broke off one blade. Smoked. Bubbles. Okay, that's feeling good now. I've got 340 yards as the crow flies. As the crow flies, so probably 400 yards.
You've got 400 yards already.
Probably 400, yeah.
No, that's not him. That's a little one. I'm looking right at him. It's just a yearling, maybe a 2-year-old. Yeah. Oh shit.
We got him, boys!
He's
right here. I almost stepped on him. Oh my god. Thank goodness. What an old warrior. Oh my god, what a bruiser of a freaking old buck.
Oh my god, Bill.
Look at all the missing hair he's got. You know
It's
what
almost like
happened?
something was on him already.
That buck was beating him up. Guaranteed that buck was poking him.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
100%.
You guys see us? Look at this beast of a deer, man.
You just about stepped on him.
He is big, man. Oh, that was stressful. Oh, look at the size of that beast.
Right straight down.
Something
through.
picking at him
Man,
already?
That,
Yeah,
buck
that
was.
buck.
That buck was goring him, no doubt.
sure he was.
He didn't put any holes in his hide.
Yeah, you have to mount
No
that
doubt you
thing.
mountain that.
Yeah, look at the size.
Billy, she's an expensive deer, mate. You better go some fucking overtime.
Wow, I can't
Yeah.
believe I killed that deer. This is surreal.
He's been dead a while.
This is totally surreal. All right, well, we finally recovered the buck we called Brutus. It was a pretty long track job. I definitely didn't make the best of shots. It was high, but I think we caught that offside lung, and man, it's unbelievable. Missed the first opportunity. It wasn't the most perfect of hunts that you could ask for, but man, we date a long time back with this buck, and we first got pictures of him in 2015. He was just a beautiful 2-year-old 8-point, and then 2016 I passed him as a 3-year-old. He was probably as big as he is now, to be honest with you, and maybe a little smaller. And then 4 and 5 we never really seen him. And then last year I had an encounter with this buck, and I drew back and had him at 20 yards, and I hit a stick right in front of me. And again tonight, draw back 20 yards and hit a limb right in front of him. But luckily he ran out and he came right back into 5 yards, and I was stressed out, and I managed to get the job done, but like I said, it wasn't perfect. But I'm super happy to close the chapter on this buck. He's definitely a legend and by far the oldest deer I've ever killed. I think he's 7 for sure, but probably 8 years old. So it's a good day. I'm tagged out. My season's over, and it's time to film some of these boys, get the job done as well.